Hello, this is Jay Peak, and welcome to the Dentist Marketing Program, where you can have new patients find you every single day. So who am I? Well, I'm Jay Peak. I have been in the marketing business for over 13 years now. I have built multiple brands, multiple companies, all off the techniques that I'm going to show you. So I've been on TV with William Shatner. I've been on several radio different stations, featured in Bloomberg, national best-selling author. On the left are some of the companies I've built, and anyways, have a lot of experience in marketing. So I'm really excited to share with you as a dentist how we can drive more traffic to your business. So let's talk a little bit about the Dentist Marketing Program. Essentially, we simplify digital marketing for your business. So we create what's called sales funnels, and we market those sales funnels through Facebook and SEO and other online marketing techniques. Said another way, when someone's searching for your business as a dentist, they may be searching for just a general teeth cleaning. It could be for teeth whitening. Maybe it's something with more margin in it, such as implants, dentures, or Invisalign. So we will market to people that fit certain criteria to have them come to your practice and beat out your competition, essentially. So what do we do when we're talking about the core products? Well, essentially we come up with digital strategies and we implement pay-per-click, SEO services, social media, remarketing, or you may know it as retargeting, meaning you probably have visited shoes or clothes or some kind of thing online, and you go to your Amazon account or your eBay account and you see shoes or clothes. It's retargeting you. It keeps following you around the internet, so to speak. So we do that as well. And of course, custom web design as well. So the Dentist Marketing Program is a customized program exclusively for dentists. So it's really interesting when you look at a dentist practice and what's profitable and what's not, kind of the bread and butter things like teeth cleanings and stuff like that. But the point of that is to obviously have consistent business, but the bigger point of that is to find issues and then charge for those issues, right? The higher margin products. So we kind of bypass that step and we go for people who are interested in implants, Invisalign, dentures, and so on. And we can also come up with a customized product or offering if you would like to. Okay? So let's talk about what you get. So part of the offering that we give to you as a client of the Dentist Marketing Program is a reporting dashboard. Now let's go through this in a little bit more detail and talk about how this is going to work for you. So first, we record all the calls that are coming in if you'd like us to, and we certainly track all the calls that are coming in from every campaign that we do. The reason that this is interesting is because as time goes on, if you're getting a lot of calls but not a lot of patient visits, that could be a staff issue. Or if you think you have a hot salesperson that is really selling a lot of stuff for you and you find out that they're not, right, or they could be better, that's a good coaching opportunity. So we record the calls so we can track how many calls are coming in, or at least not necessarily record depending on the state, but we track the calls that are coming in so we understand and know the metrics behind each campaign and can quantify that into a dollar amount for you. Said another way, where your money's going, we know that, and we can tell you based on the call tracking and a few other things. So web lead tracking is one more way that we quantify the spend, or the ad spend as we call it. So when you advertise online or on Facebook, for example, which we'll talk about in a second, we need to know how many clicks we're getting, because think of it like this. Someone looks at your business, that's a click. If someone takes action, right, and they call or they fill out a form, that's a prospect. And so we want to track that and know if our marketing's working or not. So if we have 2 or 3 messages going out at the same time, we'll test those messages and see which one gets the best clicks or the most looks, right, and the best conversion over into a potential client, or a lead as we might call it. Let's talk about KPI. So KPI is ultimately the numbers for your business. It comes down to here's what you spent, here's the clicks that you got, here's the views that you got, here's the customers that you got. So it basically drills down and says, okay, for you to acquire this customer, it cost you $45. Now the lifetime value of that customer may be $4,000 to you, right? So if you spent 1% to get that client, that's totally worth it. But how would you know that unless you're tracking your KPI? And we help you do that. Weekly report, really this should say daily, weekly, or monthly report, depending on the dentist that we work with. Sometimes they want reporting live, which you can log into this thing 24 hours a day and see your live reports. We would also send you a PDF report, daily, weekly, or monthly, depending on how much you want to track the business. So really exciting. And that's been a big complaint from a lot of dentists that we've had from moving them from other marketing companies is they just don't know what's going on, right? So you put up the billboard, how do you know how many calls you're getting off that billboard, right? You could set up a phone number, but is 10 calls a year really worth it to you, right? So you track it through the KPIs I'm talking about, and weekly we measure the results to make sure that we're doing everything that we're supposed to do for you. SEO crawler, it's so interesting. Let me tell you, if you're a dentist right now, I want you to put your everything away, put your phone away, and write this down, because as I was visiting dentists today, I was out in the field, I was talking to dentists and talking about their business, and let me tell you, 3 different scenarios that I ran across. One is branding, and it's really 2 in 1, right? So it's branding as your name, right? John Smith DDS, right? And the other one is branding as a dental, right? Smith Dental Solutions. Okay, just totally making up stuff. What happens is you need to be consistent with your marketing, and so I'm here to tell you, as a marketer and I'm visiting a dentist's office, it gets confusing. And if I'm confused, certainly other people are confused. So let me give you a good example. If you're John Smith DDS and you want to brand yourself underneath your name as John Smith DDS, then brand everything as John Smith DDS. And your phone listing on Google, your signage, like everything, your business card should say, John Smith DDS. What happens a lot of times is you'll put John DDS on your door, but you're really Aspen Dental, right? Or maybe you go as Aspen Dental, but you don't use your name. Believe me, it's really, really confusing. And I know this sounds weird. I promise you, as a marketer, I'm looking at for these businesses, and these are businesses that we're doing business with, right? We're doing marketing for. And I'm coming up to their business and I'm like, am I at the right place? And that's a problem. I promise you. So if your business name is Family Dentistry and you have John Smith DDS on the door and you don't have Family Dentistry on the door, people can't find you, right? And they give up, right? The same thing happens on Google. If your image is wrong, if your map listing is wrong, all these things. And as a dentist, I know and I understand that you're thinking, well, it's a lot of work and I don't know what to do and I'm trying and all this stuff. I get that. But think about how many thousands of dollars are going out the door. Let me say it a different way, okay? If you don't have your SEO right, you don't have your map listing right, I have a lot of dentists as clients. And I have a lot of dentists that have other dentists near them, because typically medical buildings or plazas or whatever it is are pretty close to each other, right? So you may have a dentist, a chiropractor, another dentist, and a medical spa, and another dentist right next to each other, all in the same complex, right? So if that happens, you need to have your branding right so they don't go to your competition. You need to be able to have people find you, whether that's physically driving up to your location or online. And if you don't have that, it's a huge problem, okay? So dentists, listen to me. If you are marketing yourself as Aspen Dental, for example, but you have John Smith DDS on the door and not Aspen Dental, that's a problem, okay? So we help you with that type of stuff. Digital reputation. It's so interesting. A lot of times, dentists try to do a good job on this. They see a lot of times like Google reviews, which is great, but there's also other ones like Trustpilot and a bunch of other different reviews. You want to be on multiple different review sites, and so a lot of times we will see that as a problem, as they either don't have any reviews online, or maybe they're very single focused, and they're not. It's not helping them, not helping their case, so to speak, right? So they're not ranking the way they should because they're very one-track minded. Now, social media analytics as well. We're going to go into this a little bit more detail, but social analytics is so important. So is your offer right? Are you testing 2 or 3 offers? Is it converting to your funnel? Is your funnel converting into a lead? Is your staff converting that into a sale? All these different steps along the way, you have to know where there's a fail point, or is it working like a charm? And if you say, well, my advertising doesn't work, well, maybe it's not the advertising, maybe it's your staff, or maybe it is what you're advertising. Well, what piece of it? Is it the ad itself? Is it the ad copy? Is it the button doesn't work? Is it the funnel? Is it the form that they're filling out doesn't work? And you wouldn't know that unless you went through your entire analytics and say, hey, I had 500 people come to my funnel and I had 1 lead out of it. What's wrong? That's a problem, right? So obviously the funnel is the problem, or there's a link problem inside the funnel that's not getting to you, okay? So Google Analytics is something that we do to track the pay-per-click and the SEO campaigns that you do with this. And so this gives you the analytics of your website, when people visit it, what time they visit, and it's very interesting. So when you go back and you look at your call log, right, that's when we track the calls, or your Google Analytics, and you find out that 8, noon, and 4 are your biggest times for calls or people coming into your business, then we go back and say, well, you missed 16 calls at noon because your receptionist was at lunch. You didn't have somebody to fill that spot. And so you wouldn't know that unless you were tracking that either through Google Analytics or whatever it is, or your receptionist is really stressed out because when she gets back at 1, she has all these leads, right? So these are things that you can fix on the front end now, and then that way you're not losing revenue generation on the back end, so to speak. Okay. Marketing dashboard on your phone as well. So we deliver leads in real time. You'll have them on your dashboard. You can have them on your phone. You can have them email, however you want it. We can get you the lead, okay? So said another way, if you're advertising implants, someone goes on Facebook, they go to a funnel, they fill it out, boom, it hits your phone, instant, real time, or your email, or whatever, or your phone rings. Let's talk about some campaign goals. Essentially, we're trying to make your company a market leader. We only work with certain dental companies that fit our criteria and that also want to dominate their niche. And so if you are wanting to play around with this or see if I can get some new clients, that's not us. We are absolutely the market leaders. We go 100% into it. You've got to have some ad spend to do it, but we don't play around. We are there to dominate and crush your competition. That's what we do, okay? So that's who we're looking for. If you're a dentist and that's your goal, right, to be extremely successful, to get a ton of leads, to get clients, to build up your business, have high margin products such as dentures, implants, Invisalign, things like that, we do that, right? But we're not necessarily looking for the guy that says, well, I'd like another 10 clients a month. That's not us, okay? Now, we're going to drive targeted web traffic to your website. We're going to do Facebook ads. We're going to do all kinds of different campaigns to make you successful. But the point is that we brand you, right? Or we brand your brand. And that's what I was talking about. If you're branded as Aspen Dental, we're going to brand Aspen Dental. Or if you're branded as John Smith DDS, we're going to brand John Smith DDS, but keep your message consistent along the way. So we talked about SEO, which is search engine optimization. That means when someone types in dentist Arizona or dentist Phoenix, for example, to be more specific, or whatever, I don't know, orthodontics Tampa, right? Then you rank at the top of the list. That's what search engine optimization is. Pay-per-click is instant distribution on Google, you pay to be there. So SEO is more organic, meaning over time your results raise, and pay-per-click means that, hey, I'm going to pay a lot of money, but I'm going to be at the top. Both of them are good, but SEO obviously is great over time because it doesn't have that big ad spend. But if you want to get top right now, then pay-per-click's great. Social media marketing, obviously Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, these types of things, and each one of them is different. So if you have a higher end niche, such as cosmetic dentistry, we may really focus on LinkedIn because it's business professionals, right? If you're focused on Invisalign and going after teenagers, it may be a little different because you're focused on Facebook, right? Because that's where they hang out, or Instagram. So anyways, we focused your marketing based on your demographic and the different channels. So SEO, that's how we optimize the traffic through keyword research, through meta tags, all these things, having rich content on your website to help people find you online as their local dentist. We do pay-per-click, which, remember me talking about this is that instant distribution model, right? So, hey, I want to be at the top of Google tomorrow, great, but you're going to pay a fairly large amount per click that you get to get there. However, you can be there like tomorrow, okay? So that's what pay-per-click is. How about social media marketing? Facebook, Instagram. Those are the two hottest ones, really. We have LinkedIn for business people. So there's all kinds of different social medias out there, like Twitter. But all these different social media outlets that you're seeing on the screen here have a different fit, meaning people on LinkedIn are more business oriented. People on Facebook are typically either older now or more of a they're used to talking to their friends, right? It's a family vibe versus LinkedIn's more of a business vibe. So if you know that, then you can target your market based on those niches, or not really niches, but those platforms that you would market on. So how much does all this cost? Well, here's three packages. We have a $2,000, $3,000, and $4,600 package. And what this does is this does local link listing to get you really where people can find you, so to speak. We optimize your local lead. On-page website optimization to make sure that your website has the right keywords inside of it. And we do Facebook, Instagram posts, and also ads as well. And we track all that through a local telephone number like I was talking to you about. What's the difference between the packages? Well, essentially, the difference between the starter package and the enterprise package is ultimately how many clients you want, okay? So if I have a dentist that says, hey, I've got a good budget, I'm rolling out a new program, right? And I bought a machine that costs $100,000 to do it, and I need to make money off of it. We're plugging into the enterprise package to get as many qualified and really excited buyers for that particular product or service, okay? If you're saying, hey, I'm not sure, I want to try it out, see what I can do, then you're in the starter package, right? So it just kind of depends on where you're at. Now, if you say, well, Jay, both those options are expensive, right? The $2,000, the $4,600, and the $3,000, man, that's still expensive. I can't afford that. Well, we can also drill down to a specific package, right? So let's just say that you do your own Facebook, or your wife does your own Facebook, and you're happy with that, but you're horrible on SEO, right? We can do that for you, and or vice versa. So we either charge $1,000 or $1,500 for those two web options there. Now, who are some of our partners? Obviously, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google, Bing, all the major search engines that you're going to know and love. That's who we partner with our API, which essentially means that we talk to them through our systems, and that just all works. That's probably the layman's way to say it. So this is the Dentist Marketing Program. We would love to have you as a client. We have done this for 13 years. We're experts at it. Give us a call anytime at 844-529-7325, or visit us online at dentistmarketingprogram.com. Again, my name is Jay Peak, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Have a great day.